fall happens at 2 in the morning on the way to the bathroom. A hip gives out, a knee buckles, or the edge of a rug catches a toe, and the person is on the floor, in the dark, unable to stand, unable to reach a phone, and unable to call for help. That is the exact scenario that sells medical alert systems. Every commercial shows it, an elderly woman on the floor pressing a pendant and a calm voice coming through the speaker saying help is on the way, and that scenario is real. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in adults over 65, and a medical alert system can genuinely save a life. But the industry that built itself around that 2 in the morning fall has become one of the most predatory markets in senior healthcare. Here is what nobody says out loud about medical alert systems. The device itself costs between $40 and $120 to manufacture. A plastic pendant with a battery, a cellular radio, a GPS chip, and a help button, the same components inside a $30 fitness tracker. The technology is not exotic. It is commodity hardware wrapped in a medical marketing campaign. Those are off-the-shelf components assembled in the same factories that build fitness trackers and pet collars. The device is not where the money is. The money is in the subscription. The industry average is $30 to $50 per month for monitoring service, billed indefinitely, often with contracts that auto-renew and cancellation processes designed to wear down elderly customers until they give up and keep paying. Over 5 years, a $40 per month subscription generates $2,400 in revenue from a device that costs $60 to make. Over 10 years, the subscription generates more than the device cost by a factor of 40. The brands on this list are ranked from disappointing to dangerous. These are the 10 medical alert brands you should never buy in 2026. Number 10, Medical Guardian. Medical Guardian is not a bad company. It runs a competent monitoring center, its devices work, and its response times are within the industry standard. But its pricing model is built on the subscription treadmill. The entry-level device costs $0 up front with a $35 monthly monitoring fee that auto-renews annually. That $0 upfront price is the hook. What the advertisement does not mention is that the $35 monthly fee is locked in for the first year and then increases at each renewal cycle. The device itself is locked to the Medical Guardian network, meaning it cannot be used with any other monitoring service. When a customer wants to cancel, they must call a phone number, wait on hold, speak to a retention representative who offers discounts to stay, and then return the device at their own expense or face a device recovery fee. When a company makes cancellation harder than signing up, the subscription is the product, not the safety device. Number 9, Bay Alarm Medical. Bay Alarm is a regional California company that expanded nationally through online advertising. Its devices are competent. The pendant is lightweight, the cellular connection is reliable, and the monitoring center is UL certified. The problem is the contract structure. Bay Alarm requires a minimum commitment of 3 months, and if the customer cancels before the 3-month period ends, they are billed for the remaining months plus an early termination fee. For a senior who tries the system for a month and decides it is not right, the cancellation becomes a collections issue that follows them to their credit report. A medical safety device with a cancellation penalty is not a safety device. It is a subscription with a safety feature attached, and the subscription is what the company sells. Number 8, Life Alert. Life Alert is the brand everyone knows. The commercials have run for decades. The catchphrase is part of American culture. Life Alert built the medical alert industry, and its name recognition is extraordinary. Here is what changed. Life Alert charges among the highest monthly fees in the industry, averaging $45 to $50 per month. The devices are proprietary and locked, meaning they only work with the Life Alert monitoring center. The installation requires a technician visit for the base station models, and the technician visit is scheduled on the company timeline, not the customer timeline. And the cancellation process is legendary for its difficulty. Life Alert requires written notice by certified mail, a 30-day processing period, and in some cases the return of the equipment before the subscription is canceled. While the customer waits for the cancellation to process, the monthly fees continue to bill. In some documented cases, customers have been charged for months after submitting a cancellation request because the processing window is designed to delay, not to execute. Life Alert is the lazy boy of medical alert systems. Total brand recognition built on decades of advertising, and a pricing and contract model designed to maximize lifetime subscription revenue from elderly customers who are least equipped to navigate a cancellation process. Number 7, Great Call Lively. Great Call, now rebranded as Lively, is the brand sold at major retail chains. You have seen it in the pharmacy section next to the blood pressure monitors. The device is a small mobile unit with a help button and a speakerphone. The appeal is convenience. You buy it at the store, take it home, activate it online, and it works. Here is the problem. The monthly monitoring fee starts at $20 but increases with each feature added. Fall detection adds $10 per month. GPS location tracking adds another fee. The companion app for family members adds another fee. The base price of $20 quickly becomes $40 or $50 per month once the features that actually matter for safety are included. And the device is locked to the Lively network. When the battery degrades after 18 months, the replacement battery is proprietary and only available from Lively. A retail medical alert device with a proprietary battery and feature-gated pricing is not a safety device. It is a razor and blades model applied to something a person depends on in an emergency, and the blades in this case are monthly fees that increase every time you add a feature that should have been included from the start. It is a razor and blades model applied to something a person depends on in an emergency. Number 6. ADT Medical Alert. ADT is the name everyone associates with home security. Its medical alert line leverages that brand recognition. But ADT medical alert systems are built by a separate division that shares almost nothing with the home security engineering team. The devices are standard cellular pendants sourced from the same manufacturers as every other brand. The monitoring center is shared with the home security monitoring, meaning a medical alert call may be answered by an operator who also handles burglar alarms and fire dispatch. The training for medical emergencies is not the same as the training for security events. A person pressing a help button because they are on the floor needs an operator trained in medical emergency protocol, not a generalist who handles 15 different types of calls. When a security company puts its name on a medical device and routes the calls through a generalist dispatch center, the brand name is doing all the work, and the medical expertise is doing none of it. Number 5. Medical Care Alert. Medical Care Alert is the brand that appears in online search results with aggressive pay-per-click advertising. It quotes low monthly fees and emphasizes family-owned operations. The devices are standard, the monitoring is adequate, the customer service during the sales process is excellent. The customer service during the cancellation process is non-existent. The issue is transparency. Medical Care Alert advertises a monthly price but requires annual billing for the lowest rate. Monthly billing is available but at a higher rate, and the difference between the annual and monthly pricing is not clearly disclosed until the customer is deep in the checkout process. A medical alert company that uses pricing ambiguity to push customers toward annual prepayment is prioritizing cash flow over clarity. When someone is buying a device because they fell at 2 in the morning, the last thing they need is a pricing structure designed to extract maximum prepayment through confusion. Number 4. AlloCare Health. AlloCare is the modern-looking brand. Its device is a sleek white hub that sits on a table and connects to a mobile pendant. It looks like a smart speaker, and it is marketed with the language of technology and connectivity. The problem is that the sleek design comes at the cost of reliability. The mobile pendant is small, which means the battery is small, and the battery life is 12 to 18 hours depending on usage. For a device that someone is supposed to wear 24 hours a day, a battery that lasts 12 hours means the pendant is on the charger for half the day. And the 2 in the morning fall always happens when the pendant is on the nightstand charging, not when it is on the person's neck. A medical alert pendant that cannot make it through the night on a single charge is not a 24-hour safety device. It is a daytime convenience that leaves the most dangerous hours uncovered. Number 3. GetSafe. GetSafe is the brand that sells a whole home system with multiple pull pins installed around the house and a voice-activated base station. The concept is appealing. Instead of wearing a pendant, you install pull cords in the bathroom, the bedroom, and the hallway. But a pull cord system has a fundamental flaw. It only works if the person is within reach of the cord. The 2 in the morning fall happens between the bed and the bathroom, on the floor, in the exact spot where no pull cord is installed. A safety system that requires the person in crisis to reach a fixed point on the wall is not a wearable. It is a series of wires that help exactly when you can already help yourself. The tell is the installation. A system that requires professional installation of fixed hardware throughout the home is a system that cannot adapt if the person moves, travels, or spends the night somewhere else. Number 2. Wellbe. Wellbe is the voice-activated medical alert system that works through Amazon Alexa or Google Home. The concept sounds futuristic. You do not need a pendant. You just speak to the smart speaker, and it calls for help. Here is the reality. Voice-activated safety systems fail in the exact scenario they are designed for. A person who falls and cannot stand is often breathing heavily, disoriented, or in pain. They may not be able to speak loudly enough or clearly enough for a smart speaker to understand them. Smart speakers require a specific wake word and a specific command structure. In an emergency, the person does not say, "Alexa, call for help," in a calm, clear voice. They say help, and the speaker does nothing because it did not hear the wake word. A medical alert system that depends on a consumer smart speaker to work in an emergency is a system with a single point of failure, and that single point of failure is the microphone on a device that was designed to play music and set timers. It was never designed for life safety, and Amazon and Google both state in their terms of service that their devices should not be relied upon as primary medical alert systems, and that single point of failure is the microphone on a device that was designed to play music and set timers. Number 1. Q-Medic. The single worst medical alert brand in 2026 is Q-Medic. Q-Medic markets itself as the smart medical alert with predictive analytics and activity monitoring. The device tracks whether the wearer is moving and sends alerts to family members if activity patterns change. Here is the problem. Q-Medic charges premium monthly fees for analytics features that have never been clinically validated to prevent falls or improve outcomes. The activity monitoring sends false alarms when the wearer takes the pendant off to shower, and it sends missed alerts when the wearer is sleeping, and the device interprets stillness as inactivity. The monitoring center is outsourced to a third-party dispatch service, not an in-house team trained on the specific device. And the cancellation process requires the customer to navigate an online portal that is not accessible to the elderly users who are the primary audience for the product. A company that charges premium prices for unvalidated features, outsources its monitoring, and requires digital literacy to cancel is not a medical alert company. It is a data company wearing a medical alert costume. So those are the 10 to avoid. Now here is where you should actually spend your money. First, a no-contract cellular pendant from a company that publishes its monitoring center certifications. Look for UL listing and TMA 5 Diamond certification on the monitoring center. Those certifications mean the operators undergo regular testing and the center meets specific standards for response time and training. Without those certifications, the monitoring center is just a room full of phones staffed by people with no verified training. Buy the device, own it outright, and pay month to month with no annual commitment. Second, a smartwatch with fall detection and cellular calling. The Apple Watch and the Google Pixel Watch both include fall detection that automatically calls emergency services if it detects a hard fall followed by immobility. The watch is on the wrist, which means it is worn 24 hours a day, including in the bathroom and on the way to the kitchen. It has no separate monitoring fee because it calls 911 directly through the cellular connection. The battery lasts 18 to 24 hours, which means it charges on the nightstand overnight. But the fall detection feature works while the wearer is awake and moving, which is when falls are most likely to happen. And for the 2 a.m. bathroom trip, the watch can be worn to bed on a low power mode that still detects falls. Third, the one everyone writes off, a basic cell phone with speed dial programmed to a family member and to 911. Yes, a $30 flip phone from the drugstore that everyone mocks as inadequate for a medical emergency. Here is what people miss. A flip phone has no monthly monitoring fee, no subscription contract, no proprietary battery, and no analytics dashboard. It makes phone calls. It calls whoever you programmed it to call. It works in every location with cellular service, and when the battery dies, you charge it with a standard USB cable. For someone who needs a way to call for help but does not need a fall detection sensor or a GPS locator, a $30 phone with 3 numbers programmed into it outperforms a $40 per month medical alert system because the device that makes a phone call is the device that gets help. And that is the only device that matters in an emergency. That is the whole point of this list. The solution that makes a phone call with no subscription and no contract outlasts the medical alert systems with monthly fees and proprietary hardware, because the thing that traps you in a medical alert system is not the device. It is the subscription. Judge the monitoring, not the marketing. Buy the device you own outright. And when someone depends on a button to call for help at 2 a.m, never buy the brand that makes canceling the service harder than signing up for it in the first place.